Hey, what's going on again, guys? I am Russ. Welcome to Stashing Worthy Acorns. I am your host, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful sunny shores of Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. I put $50 into the Stash app, the Worthy Bonds app, and the Acorns app. I'm adding $20 a month for 2 years and sharing my experience, reviews, whatever is going on every week with you. So let's get to it. So we are here enjoying Myrtle Beach for a few more days. I have been spending time with my family. I've been enjoying it. The one thing I will say is what you don't get a lot to do when your kids get older, at least my kids, is that they want to spend less time with you and more time with their friends, doing their own thing as they become maturing adults. And I've just been having fun here. They've been wanting me to go in the water with them, hang out, have fun. It's what I've been doing. It's been awesome. And speaking of my children, a quick lesson here in delayed gratification. So we were at Ron Jons surf shop in Myrtle Beach yesterday, and they're buying souvenirs for all the kids, the wives were. And my oldest daughter, Ivy, who is going to be 13 in September, didn't see anything she liked, and she wanted nothing. But she didn't want to be left out, so she wanted to buy something. So I said, you know what? This is a perfect example. You don't have to spend your money, you can save it. And what I will offer you is I will put $20, which is what we were spending on the shirts. I'll put $20 into a stock of your choosing. She chose Walmart, so we're added $20 this morning to her Walmart. So she didn't buy a shirt, didn't want her to feel left out. So a great example to show that anything above your basic needs to live, basically food, water, and shelter and clothing, anything beyond the basics is gratification. It's a luxury. Anything beyond just the food needed to survive, the basic shelter to keep the elements off you, and the clothes to not run around town naked. So if you can delay that gratification, you can do much better in life. Which this is a great segue into how you can start delaying gratification with either one of the Stash Worthy Bonds or Acorns app. And I will get to them in a moment and give you my portfolio updates, and I will get to them. So let's take a look at what I bought in the Stash app this week. That's right, Apple. Apple's super strong, going to all new all-time highs almost every day now. I don't know when it's going to come back. You know what? This goes to show exactly why you keep adding and why you keep holding forever, because you can't predict ups and you can't predict downs, and you can't predict tops and bottoms. You can try. And you can look at this chart I pulled right here. So this is going back to 1950, and you can see that the worst months for the stock market were in May through September, and the best months were October through December. So that just goes to show you might have a little bit better of a buying opportunity in the summer months because people are going on vacation, people are going to the beach with their families. But with COVID-19 and the shutdown, things have kind of been disrupted. But I don't know. I bought more Starbucks this morning. It's probably a little bit expensive, a little bit overvalued, but that's okay, because in many, many years and decades from now, it's going to look like a good price, I believe. So Stash is at $157.35. It's been an overall gain of $22.35 for a percentage gain of 16.56%. And you can see on this next chart, the reason that I put money into Apple was it was the lowest of the three. Procter & Gamble's at $54, Johnson & Johnson at $50, and Apple was at $47. But check out that overall percentage gain of Apple, 46% since I started putting into it. And I just bought more of it at an all-time high. Sounds crazy, but it's a world-class company. They've got a stranglehold on the industry, and we don't know what's going to happen, so I just keep buying. I buy at the top, I buy at the bottom, and you're going to see it pay off. And I do have an average of $261.54 on those Apple shares. Now, every time I keep buying high, that average is going to fluctuate up, and if you buy below your average, you're going to knock your average down. Cool little trick. I like to do line in the sand if I want to get into a position. So what I will do is I will just buy one or two shares, and then you get that average cost, and especially if the price goes below, you have a much easier psychological time of adding more shares when the price is down. All right, my family's waiting. We got somewhere to go, places to be. So let's get on to Worthy Bonds. So here you can see it in my first iteration of Worthy Bonds. In Worthy Pair Capital 1, I have $50.81, and in Worthy Pair 2, $90.71 for a total of $141.52. Now I am adding 2 more on the first of the month. I had these paused because Worthy Bonds is so cool that they gave me 2 free bonds for supporting them and reviewing them and saying kind words. So I love you. Thank you, Worthy Bonds. There is more to come on that. You will see in the following weeks. And then if you've been keeping track, I did move half of our emergency fund from CIT Bank as I was getting less than 1% interest, which is no bueno. I moved it on over to Worthy Bonds. I moved $7,000, and we have added a few more. We have 713 bonds, and we have gained $30.85 of interest, and the total is now $7,160.85. And check this out, we are almost but not quite getting $1 a day in interest. That's compounding too. As you can see from this chart, we went from 99.39 to 40, 43, up to 44 where we currently are, and today it's going to get bumped up again because the money they pay you in interest, it gets compounded. You get interest on the interest, which is compounding, which is what Einstein called the 8th wonder of the world. I love it. This is what you need to do if you want to protect your wealth and you want to start investing in assets. And this is the easiest way to invest in assets that compound. Bonds are a little bit different than the stock market because they're not going to fluctuate up and down. Very safe. I have not dropped 1 penny that I have put into Worthy Bonds. Everything I've put in has only been going up, a smooth, slow ride up, where when I first started with Stash, there was a drop further down. Those stocks were worth less than what I had bought them for, but now they're obviously way up, as you can see. Worthy Bonds, it's not like stocks, and it's just something to be aware of. That's a diversification, and it's something you should have to mitigate some of the risks that the market brings. So you're sacrificing some of the wild upside and the violent downside for safety and security, which is something everyone should do. All right, and then Acorns is at $155.66 for a dollar gain of $17.89 and a percentage gain of 12.78. I think I'm going to touch on this a little bit more when I get back in the future. How Acorns is holding your money, what your money is in, why your money's growing, what your money's moving with. They're putting them into Vanguard ETFs. Now you can just buy these Vanguard ETFs by yourself if you wanted to open up Schwab or even Robinhood, I believe. If you want to open up Schwab, a brokerage account, you can just buy these ETFs outright. So the reason I'm not a big fan of ETFs is you're paying an expense ratio to the fund manager. In this case, it would be Vanguard, but when you buy it through Acorns, you're paying Acorns money to buy through Vanguard. So there's 2 layers of fees that you're paying. So if I had to do it again and I wasn't reviewing the 3 apps against each other, I would just buy the funds outright through a broker and just skip Acorns altogether. Okay, so you can see here that most of the money is in large companies and international large companies. And if you toggle over to the shares, you'll see I have almost 1 share of the International Large Company Fund, which is ticker symbol VEA. As I was saying, VEA is the ETF that Acorns is buying through Vanguard. So you could just do this yourself again and skip Acorns. But I will say, if you don't have a lot of knowledge, it is nice to just say, I want to be aggressive. You tell Acorns that, you pay them $1 a month, and they build a basket for you, and then they distribute your money, how much you're putting in every week, every month, whatever it is, and they buy those funds through Vanguard. So yeah, I'll get more in depth into this in a later video. It's something that's interesting and you might not know, and then you'll know how Acorns works. I think we're gonna go out and eat. I don't know if we're gonna get back to the beach. Everybody's a bit waterlogged. The kids are playing Roblox. They're playing it with their cousins. I don't know how it works. I'm more of a Sega Genesis, Nintendo, side-scrolling, Mario Brothers. I don't know these games, how they play them. They show me, it hurts my eyes. I can't get past it. So then the last thing, look at the peek at the bar chart. Look at this. Stash still barely edging out Acorns, and Worthy Bonds is lagging behind. And in a few weeks, I am going to put money into Worthy Bonds. $20, that's going to boost it way up. We don't know where the other 2 will be at. With the market volatility, I wouldn't be surprised if they're down, but what a crazy market. This thing just keeps on going up. I do think it's still going to drop, but as there's an old saying, You can't fight the Fed, and this is a perfect example of why you need to keep buying and holding, because you can't predict tops, you can't predict bottoms, but you can keep putting your money in and holding throughout all the volatility, because we know over the life of the stock market, it has an upward bias up and to the right. I hope this isn't too bad. I hope this sounds good. It's kind of windy up here. I had to put my back against this wall because there's so much wind coming out over here. And I'm having fun making these. I'm having fun sharing my knowledge and information with you all. And if you would please do so, follow me on Twitter at RustyRam78. I'm there posting every day. I also have a podcast called Dapper Dividends you can listen to, download it on all of your major podcatchers. It's a little bit more in depth. Lately I've been talking a lot about calls, selling covered calls. I've bought a few options, I've bought a few puts, and it's going to be a lot of dividend-centric talk and whatever else I want to talk about, because it's my dividend podcast. And disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. It's called due diligence, and educate yourself in the market, or to go through a licensed financial advisor, a fiduciary, and have them help you and assess your personal situation, because everybody's risk tolerance and capital expenditure is going to be different. Everybody's different. Everyone's going to have a little bit different path. You can't do exactly what I'm doing. I have a different risk profile. I have different goals. My goals may be sooner than yours, and they may be later. So do your own due diligence. And remember, this is just advice for fun and entertainment. I'm going to get out of here. I got a few more days left here in Myrtle Beach, and then it's back to Chicago and back to the same old, where I will be talking to you guys later. Take care.